Good morning, dear investors. Here we are again in our beautiful Germany. Yeah, as you know, we have actually some problems with the coronavirus. Of course, it's not so hard like in other European countries, but we also have had a lockdown. It was not so strict like in Israel, but yeah, of course, all shops were closed, and also a lot of fabrics and facilities closed because the supplier chain didn't work anymore. The fabrics didn't get items to produce cars, and so they had to stop the production. And because of that, other suppliers also had to stop. Actually, we are in the phase that we again start in going back to normal life. It means that the first shops opened, that the disease rate of the people who are actually infected with the virus, it's reducing nearly every day, and so we will get back to normal life in small steps. Yeah, the German government did a law that tenants have the right not to pay their lease April, May, and June 2020, and that they have time to pay these leases till 2022. This is a law which makes us some problems because a lot of tenants use this possibility not to pay their rent. Some of them because they really have troubles and can't pay the rent, but most of them just because they want to have more money on their account and want to stay safer. I don't know. In any way, the tenants are all aware that they had to pay the leases, and most of them will pay it, of course, even with delay. But because of that, we have the situation that in a lot of our properties, we don't have the lease income like we have had in the last month or even years. It reduced in some properties dramatically, in others just a little bit. But in any way, where it reduced just a little bit, we have the situation we have no chance to speak with the bank and say, please stop the payments to you. There we have to pay the bank still. At these where we have get hardly hidden with the non-payment of the leases, we spoke with the banks, and the banks agreed that we also have to pay the loans much more later. So what we can say is that every property is actually in a good condition, and that we are don't expect long-term effects on the properties. We expect, of course, short-term effects. So in the next month, you will have the situation that, of course, there could be reduced rents. It can happen, like I told, for April, May, and June. And from summer on, we must see what will happen. In general, we expect that Germany will recover from this crisis much more better than it was before, because we learned a lot about this crisis. And also in the last financial crisis, Germany was the country which was able to recover the best and the fastest. And I expect that after this crisis, we will do the same. As you see on the numbers, we are the country who is, most less affected. So we have the lowest number by 100,000 citizens of infected people, and not many people died. Of course, you in Israel did even a better job, and also the South Korean did a much more better job, but the Germans also did a good job. And that's also, we were not so hardly hidden. So, of course, the leap to going back to normal and to recover will be not so big, like, for example, in Italy or in Spain. So, also the German government will do a lot of programs and economy stimulating things. But they are actually in the discussion what they will do and how they will do. So it will take time till we have the final picture what they will do. But we have, because we saved in the last years a lot of money, we have enough on available, so that the German government can take some billions and do whatever they want with that. So also a good point. So as we hope and see, Germany will be top again, and also on the real estate market, I don't expect major changes. Of course, some property classes will a little bit decrease for a time, but I think after 1 year or 2 years, everything was forgotten about what happened in this crisis. But fortunately, most of the properties are not hardly affected, except our outlet centers. But the outlet centers will be the winner at the end of this crisis. Why? Of course, because they get needed to sell all the goods in which the retailers were not able to sell in this winter and in this spring. And if we do reductions in the outlet centers, the turnovers raise, and if the turnovers raise, our rent raises. Well, very simple. So, of course, it have had the situation that in the last or in this month we don't have any income from the retail tenants, but in the future we will have a much more higher income, because they have to reduce more, because they have too many things to sell. So let's look in a good future. Stay healthy, and I hope to see you all again in autumn. Bye.